Hey, this is Carrie. I chose the Common Core Standard 8.9, all about analyzing fiction. I find this a crucial skill because it combines critical thinking and creative thinking, kind of smashes them together so that they fully understand what's happening in a story. The big ideas for this Common Core Standard are really about analysis. But first, they are going to need to be able to identify different elements in fiction, such as themes or different symbolism, be able to then analyze the characters' traits and personalities and the myths that are involved in tying the plot together. The basic skills needed are threefold. First, recognize different symbols or references to traditional myths. Then, to be able to analyze various elements of fiction and how they affect the characters and the plot. Then, to be able to describe how it is that these symbols and myths have been made new for modern fiction. I have a variety of activities planned to help them understand and analyze these elements of fiction, one of which is watching The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Throughout that movie, we will take time to discuss themes, symbolism, patterns, and different events that we see in this story. As we work through The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the students will also be reading through this chart and filling it in as we go along, both as they watch the movie, in small groups, and as a class discussion. Another activity is that as small groups, they will be divided into 4 groups. In each corner, we'll have one of those elements of fiction. For example, themes. The students will have 7 minutes as a group to write down as many key words or phrases as relating to that element in Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. After the groups have been to each of the 4 stations, we'll gather up the butcher paper and collect all of the ideas for each of those elements and then start discussing them as a class, trying to narrow down to maybe 5 or 6 main ideas for each one of these elements. By this point, we will have done a fairly in-depth understanding and analysis of The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. We're now going to work through the book they would have previously just finished, The Lord of the Flies, and they will work through a similar process with the chart and the understanding of the elements. Because it's a 12-week unit, we should have time at the very end for the students to make their own 2 to 3 minute Toontastic presentation. I want them to take 3 of the characters, keeping consistent their personality traits, and the theme of loyalty, and make kind of a modern rendition, a short story with these elements. Through these various assessments, both summative with the grading of the Toontastic and the grading of the chart, and formative as they do small group presentations and they work through like the butcher paper, I should have a decent sense of if they have grasped the material or not by the end of the unit.